We start off first with Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition, the obvious choice. One of the big AAA open world RPGs, came out in 2011, has had a lot of updates and different versions coming out. So the version I'm talking about here is the Skyrim Special Edition from 2016. This I think you can consider like the best version, the complete version. They have since also added another version called the Anniversary Edition, which basically adds some more things from the Creation Club mods and things like that, things like fishing. So you don't really need that, but you could get that if you wanted like the final version. Because they are finally done now, they don't have any more versions planned. The game is also available DRM-free on GOG, so you can just get it from there. And now it gets regular sales 80% off. I've seen which is $8 only. Fantastic price overall for hours and hours of content, maybe hundreds of hours if you get into it. So base price is 40, but wait for sale, frequently on sale. Like I said, 80% is the best price. I'll also put links to the GOG versions for the games that are available there, because those are DRM free. You don't need a launcher, you don't need an online connection. You just download the installers directly and play this. Next up is Bioshock Infinite, or you could consider the whole Bioshock series, because all three of them are available frequently as a bundle. The first two have been remastered. The third one, Bioshock Infinite, had some mixed reviews when it first came out, but it's a beautiful looking game nonetheless. And yeah, overall I liked it. I played it. I didn't finish the side campaigns, I mean the DLCs and things, but let's see. But now you can get it quite easily. It still looks very good graphically, and has seen once again an 80% sale. So again, very affordable price, $6 just for this Bioshock Infinite game. And if you're getting the whole collection, you can get it on sale quite easily as well. Has also been given away by Epic, like the whole collection. So another fantastic game, and the previous two games might be considered better, the first one obviously. And if you buy the first one, the remastered version, you get the original copy of the games as well. So once again, I'll drop the GOG links in the description for Infinite and the other games as well. And yeah, 80% is what you should be paying for this, 80% off. Next is Deus Ex Human Revolution, and this is the director's cut. Now when this game came out, I don't remember too much hype about this game before release, and when I played it I was amazed, because this was yet again another fantastic RPG, and this was probably my first experience of a proper cyberpunk style RPG. So yeah, you play as Adam Jensen, who's basically an ex-SWAT guy, and he's now head of security at one of the big sort of biotech companies. And something happens, and basically he has to go on a sort of detective hunt throughout the world to figure out what's going on, corporate conspiracy, things like that. But the best part about this game is the flexibility in how you play. So you can be like all out action, use your guns, kill everything, or be more sneaky, use conversation skills. Initially when the game first came out, the boss fights were criticized for not being flexible in the similar manner, but they did improve that greatly with the director's cut version, and they also added the Missing Link DLC, which completes the thing. So very fun game once again. Not a very long game, but still like a good 10, 15, 20 hours depending on how you play the game. So again, this is about 10 years old now, but yeah, very cheap during sales, like really cheap. So 80-85% off is what I've seen usually. Not an expensive game at all. It still looks good graphically, and yeah, you can get good value. It's not an open world game, so keep that in mind. And yeah, available everywhere. $3 is what you can expect to pay for this at 85% off. Next is Dying Light. So this was a very interesting game, simply because based on the trailers and things like that, the story did not look particularly great, and when I did play it, I wasn't too impressed by the story. However, everything else in this game more than makes up for it. So you had a big city, crowded city, open world style map. You could parkour everywhere. You can climb buildings and a lot of things, and you could also craft a lot of melee weapons. So mixing up, things like nails with your cricket bat or something like that. And yeah, it was very enjoyable, fully playable in co-op as well. which is what I did. And yeah, it was just a very fun experience. The main game, they also added a DLC called the Following, the expansion, I should say. But the main game set in the city is amazing. It's just such a crowded city full of zombies, and you have a few safe areas that you rush into and just relax. Nighttime, the zombies get even more deadly and faster and scarier. So you are more at risk if you go out at night, but you also get more rewards. So yeah, overall, very fun game. Story, if you just rush through the campaign, shouldn't take you too long, like 10 hours or so. But yeah, if you take your time, do the side stuff, explore this crowded city, you'll have a lot of value. It's also very, very fun to play with friends. You can see overwhelmingly positive reviews over on Steam. And yeah, once again, they have now made like a full version, basically called the definitive version, which includes all the items that were included: DLCs, skins, character packs, whatever, weapon packs, and everything is included in the definitive version, which is usually about 70% off. So definitely pick this up. 80% off, sorry, my bad. So this should be 80% off. $10 is what you can pay for this. And yeah, I think great value game. Next we have Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. So in my opinion, one of the best games I've played. And yeah, great value, lot of content, great characters. I think I've been trying to figure out what the appeal of the Witcher 3 game is, why it's so popular. And I think it's because it's slightly different to the usual stuff that we get either from Western or Japanese made games. So a bit of the folk tales and the Polish, you could say, folk stories involved here that just make it very interesting. Plus the characters are also unique. It's also not very black and white in terms of good and bad. The world is also quite disturbing at times, you could say. But yeah, very enjoyable. So you have monsters to kill and political stuff happening here. It's a very grown-up, adult-themed game, let's say. And maybe that is the reason why this does so well. It has 95% positive ratings, overwhelmingly positive at almost 700,000 reviews. Fantastic game. And if you are buying this for the first time, get the complete edition, which includes 2 extra story expansions, a Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone. Now, up until 2022, this game used to frequently go to 80% discount, which was amazing value. But last year, 2023 onwards, they have not dropped to 80%. They have only gone as low as 75%, which isn't too bad. I mean, you still only $12.49 for the complete version is still good value, because if you get into the game, you can easily put in 150 hours. Even if you rush through the story, the main base game, and not even play the expansions and stuff, you're still looking at 20 to 30 hours just to rush through the campaign. So very good game, great value. Once you get into it and start exploring, this will give you months of fun, to be honest. So yeah, 75% off, $12.49 is what you should be paying for this. Next is another massive game, in fact 3 games, and we have Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So here you get 3 Mass Effect games, all the DLCs, about 40 DLCs for all the games, and all of it remastered and optimized for 4K. And I've seen this as low as 90% off, basically $5. So that is just amazing value. If you like RPGs, deep story rich RPGs, I think this is one of the best choices you can get. $5, you won't get an indie game, and this is one of the best remasters as well. It's not just like a lazy port or something. It is very well done. Generally, I've seen people be very impressed by the quality of the remaster as well. So yeah, if you haven't played this like me, I've tried a little, couldn't get into it back in the day. I think I made the mistake of starting with 2, and I should probably go back to 1 and just play it properly. So yeah, I'm still looking to pick this up at some point, just overwhelmed by how big it is. So 3 full games, and yeah, 90% off is the lowest. It usually goes down to 84% off. So if you are like not patient and you want to pick it up, wait for an 84% sale. Otherwise, wait a little more and you'll see a 90% sale, and then get it for only $5. Next, we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, or you could consider the whole new trilogy if you wanted. But I've only mainly played this one. I just couldn't get into the previous two. All three games were given away by Epic as a holiday, giveaway. And yeah, I personally did not get too invested in the story. However, I liked all the sort of tombs and the exploration side of things, climbing stuff, and the puzzles that you had in the different tombs, and you even had some extra content there. That was the part that I really enjoyed. Graphically, it's well done. It's, you could say, not a true open world game, but it still felt like it. And overall, the action and the exploration part was very enjoyable. There is reports of new Lara Croft games coming in, so we shall see. But for now, you can definitely check out Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Again, very cheap these days. This definitive version of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the final game, it has been as low as 89% off, which is amazing. So as low as just under $10. So all the DLCs, all the packs that they offer, different tombs, things like that, less than $10. Next we have Control Ultimate Edition. So this is made by Remedy Entertainment, the people behind the original Max Payne games or the new Alan Wake game. And this is a third-person action adventure with some supernatural stuff happening, let's say. So yeah, another game that is generally very well received. Surprisingly has been given away quite a lot. Has been in bundles, has been given away by Prime. Even Epic has given this away, I think more than once, I'm not sure. But definitely once. And yeah, the game is very high quality, very well made. I've seen some Let's Plays and very good game. So yeah, you can get this very cheap right now. You can frequently see this for 75% off for the Ultimate Edition, which is $10, which I think is fantastic. Again, also available on GOG. I'll put the links there if you want the DRM-free version. And yeah, a great value game, AAA, good graphics, interesting story and setting. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is our next game, and this was a big deal when it first came to PC in late 2020, because this was like the first wave of the PlayStation games getting ported to PC. The port, if I'm honest, wasn't the best at launch. I did pre-order this, and when I played it, it was having some issues, but it did get sorted out a few months later, and now it is a very good game in good state. So this is the complete version. You get all the extra content, all the expansions and the outfits and stuff. The Frozen Wilds expansion is also included. And I do remember when this game first came out, like even before it came out, the hype around this game, the fantastic open world, the robot dinosaurs and stuff like that, that was quite popular. And the game overall did not disappoint, at least as far as the open world and the combat and things like that were concerned. I personally did not get into it, partly because it was buggy at launch, and also because I just did not get into the story that much. But yeah, maybe someday I'll give it another go and see, maybe I might get into it. But yeah, this is now frequently on sale, really cheap. You can get it for around 75% off usually, and yeah, $12.50 is what you should be paying for this. And again, also available on GOG, so you can own the game there, no launcher required, offline, no Denuvo nonsense. And finally, I have Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now this was an interesting one for me personally, because I usually don't play horror games, but I got this game with my graphics card that I had bought a few years ago, and this was included free, so I said, okay, let's have a look and see what this game is. First of all, this was very well done in terms of the graphics and the settings on the older low-end graphics card that I had. It ran very well, gave me high frame rates and everything, looked pretty good, was well optimized, and also was very enjoyable. The game, I had not played any of the Resident Evil games before. I had heard of them, I thought they were zombie games, so I never looked into them. When I tried this, I really liked it. I liked the sort of puzzle side of things where you have to sort of open locks and find items and store things and things like that. And also this one had like two different characters that you could play as, so you got slightly different perspectives to the story. And overall, I was just very impressed by the game, and I've been thinking of getting the other games now to complete the set, because this was very enjoyable, very fun. It's got that 1998 setting, so slightly different, but yeah, still very enjoyable. It's got again overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, over 100,000, more than 95% positive rating. Runs well on low-end system, and is frequently on sale as well. I've noticed Capcom puts these games on sale very, very regularly. So 75% off is the price, $10. That's what you can expect to pay for this. The only thing I don't like is they don't seem to put any of the other stuff on sale. So basically, it's just the outfits and like weapon skins, I think, but they don't seem to put those items on sale, and they sell them as a separate bundle, which is quite expensive, even more than the game sometimes. So that doesn't make sense, but the base game is more than enough. Plenty of content there, and it is a fantastic game. 10 to 20 hours depending on how you play, how you search for all the items, or if you play both the characters. Plenty of content and very well done too. So yeah, so that's a list of AAA games that I think you should consider. These are amazing games that are very, very cheap now, especially on PC with sales on GOG and Steam and even Epic sometimes. So yeah, these are games you should consider if you haven't played them. All of them fantastic. All of them will give you plenty of content. And yeah, hopefully you like this style of video. Thank you for watching, and I'll try and make more of these.